Hi, it's Hans Schumann, Executive Career and Life Coach. This is a brief video about leadership. What does leadership mean and what does it take to become a leader? When I was at the tender age of 16, somebody told me that I would never be a leader. I was told I didn't have it in me to become a leader. Well, why would anybody tell something like this to a 16-year-old man? Well, the context was I was at college, and as part of a work placement program, I spent one day shadowing a manager at one of the big tobacco corporations in Germany. And admittedly, I was a very shy boy and I probably wasn't much fun to be with. At the end of the day, the manager asked me, "So, what do you want to do after school?" And I had no clue. And I told him, "Well, maybe I will study law." And he answered, "Yeah, you do that. Become a lawyer. Because I can already tell you don't have it in you to be a leader. And I can see that from your eyes. Your eyes are too soft." Well, I'm not even starting to get into how damaging and irresponsible it is to tell somebody at that age such a message, which I actually believed, and it did have an impact on my life. The reason why I bring up this example is because it's such a great story to use to talk about leadership, because the guy who told me that I didn't have it in me to become a leader didn't actually know much about leadership. I believe we all can become leaders. And in fact, I wish there had been somebody in my life at that age to help me see how even at that age I was already a leader in some areas. For example, I created a magazine at school. I came up with a vision, the idea of having a magazine. I created a strategy, how to do it, how to print it, how to distribute it, and I engaged people to do it with me and to write the articles. And I'm sure if you look at your lives too, you will come up with numerous examples where you stepped up into leadership, whether it's at work, in your family, in your friends, in your communities, in your clubs, and so on. Let's look what leadership actually entails. I use a very simple model. Leadership, in my understanding, comprises of three things. It is about creating a vision, and it's normally a vision for change, creating a strategy, how to implement the vision, and then creating momentum. And there are many ways and contexts you can do this, even if you do not have formal leadership responsibilities and even if you don't have any people who report to you. If you're a member of a team or you're a member of a project, you always have opportunities to step up and say, "Hey, I've got an idea," which is your vision. We can do things like X, Y, and Z to create better results. That's your strategy. And then create momentum by asking people, "Who's with me?" or speaking to the relevant people in your organization to make it happen. Or by simply inspiring people to follow you by acting as a role model. So if you ever wonder whether you have it in you to be a leader, the answer is yes. It's not about how soft or hard your looks are, how aggressive you are, how bullyish you are. It is about stepping up and having the courage to share a vision, create a strategy, and create momentum. Have a think about where in your life you already have been a leader, and think about where in your life you would like to become more of a leader. And if you believe that you lack the skills to become more effective as a leader, well, there are many ways to improve leadership skills and become more effective. In fact, if you work for one of the creative industries, I have something specific to offer to you. I recently teamed up with a group of other coaches and HR consultants to create a brand new leadership academy, which will be specifically for the creative industries. If this interests you, do send me a message or email me at info@hansschumann.com, and there's also a link to our website in the post to this video. That's all from me today. More soon. Bye.